Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid, and I'm back with Sakane,
Hello, everybody.
and we're jumping back into casting our new player game, or new-ish player game, novelty, new casting. So let's get us in. It's turn 30. So this turn, I finally remembered to turn on infiltration on all the capitals we have. Now all the score graphs aren't going to pop up immediately, and we're not going to get all of them because the uh, the mage or the spy we have is not a mage. So that means we only get mundane score graphs. And then you also have to wait till we're successful for them to pop up. So maybe next turn we'll have even more. But we can look at those. Do you want to start with that so we don't forget?
Yeah, why don't we take a look?
So provinces. Okay, army size provinces. So
So, what are the nations
Atlantis.
that we have here? Actually, let's make that clear first.
Yeah,
So,
well
the
we've got
blue is
Atlantis, Rhaga, Marignon, and Utgard.
actually, those are pretty much the nations we're very interested in. So,
Yeah. So Atlantis kind of in position one. Rhaga in position two in terms of provinces, but I feel like they're a bit more overextended, whereas
yeah,
Atlantis is
that's
a bit
thanks to
less.
the recent rating in Cetis.
Right. And then Marignon, I would say, is pretty stable. So be
Yeah,
interesting to see. Forts, Atlantis still it's basically the same graph. Income, Marignon, just with the scales pulling out. But really, I mean, these guys
yeah,
are essentially tied. It is kind of interesting how I feel like so many games things stratify. It's not like you have a broad distribution of where everybody is. I feel like a lot of times you get like a first tier and a second tier. Like some of
yeah,
you
for
like this gonna be
sure.
other.
Or you can have one person who pulls ahead, but
Yeah,
then everybody else is sort of in a pack
right.
together.
Gym income, army size. Marignon looking very healthy. Atlantis pretty healthy.
Raga took some
Raga,
losses
yeah,
against Lemuria there.
yeah. But Raga's army packs more of a punch, so they might actually militarily be pretty comparable to even Marignon here.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So where do you want to start?
Well, so if I remember, so it's actually been a few days since we recorded our last episode, so we've got to refamiliarize ourselves with the battlegrounds here. Let's check Lemuria, make sure anything.
Right.
I don't think anything's happening there, right? It's just the capital,
Well, the capital's cracked. This fort got taken with no losses by Gath this turn. We
right?
don't.
Which
It's
is
not going to be terribly
Gath now has a
interesting to watch.
wasteland.
Yeah, with some
Um,
nice sites in it too. So 3 gems, not bad.
yeah, and then there's just a cap left, and Atlantis is kind of sitting on it. And honestly, he might just dom kill him or something.
Yeah,
If he, based on what we saw in there last time, right, with all the immortals,
yeah. This
he's
is not going to be strong enough. I don't. Well, it could be actually, but he has to be able to dust the immortals, which
yeah,
is going to be a little tricky. Because I think there's going to be a fair amount of skelly spam coming out too, which makes it tough to get that dust to hit the right target. Um,
and Atlantis has been really deploying or recruiting and moving his troops more to the northeast.
right.
So I suspect that he's more likely to try to dom kill
Yeah.
than to storm that fort, but we'll see.
But it's dangerous too, just sitting here, because especially with only 60, you're kind of asking for. I mean, Lemire is going to try to break out, you know?
Yeah,
So it's kind of
yeah. Oh,
like the
Lemire,
difference
wait,
between
Lemire does
fighting.
have a province. Look at the forest to
Oh
the
my gosh.
southwest.
Yeah. Okay. The dream is alive. Um,
All right, so
okay, let's
that's
go
that
north.
situation.
So Raga, they come over here and
So if you remember last turn, Satis beat back Joman from his cap,
Right.
only to get besieged by Indies.
This turn, yeah. And then
Rhaga came in and is now parking his troops on top of Satis's 2 forts.
and none of these are cracked yet, and Atlantis looks like he's chomping at the bit a bit to come out here.
Yeah, Atlantis has not yet fought or bumped with Rhaga. And looking at this now, I'm not sure if they've coordinated this or if, a battle is imminent.
I would feel very awkward as Rhaga, just with this Joman thing coming out here and then Atlantis looking...
Oh yeah, the geography is really bad.
Right. But, Rhaga's a flying nation, and I'm like probably more particular about geography and distances to like other forts and stuff for defense, so I like to be not very spaghettified. But with the flying nation, you really can manage it a lot more.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
but if they do go to war, that's going to be, those are sort of some of the top nations.
Yeah.
Going at it, so that sparks will fly.
Yeah, and if Satis is going to go down, anything Satis does to hold on longer is really going to fuck up or like mess up the people that are attacking him, because
yeah,
as the vultures descend and people want to fight over who gets the spoils, not going down quickly kind of messes them up pretty good.
Well, I think Satis is kind of screwed, but if Atlantis does fight Rhaga now, it certainly gives Satis a chance to sort of gather his troops, because presumably, it depends. If Atlantis,
Satis is in deep trouble. Like I think their chance of winning is like 0.01% at this point. Because even if they fight back, like they've lost so much already, like in terms of provinces and armies, and they're playing late age Satis, so
yeah, never a good position to be in. Which also, just speaking of Satis, he had this other fort near Abyssia, which Bogarus has now decided to siege down.
Right, yet another enemy for Satis. And if you recall, he had this weird decision where he chose to like stay on the offensive against Abyssia and like try to take this fort instead of coming back to defend his lands. So
yeah,
here's the fort he gave it all up for. It's like you leave your wife for a mistress, and then you find out your mistress is cheating on you. Goodbye.
So, if we look at the other players involved, Joman here.
Ooh, we got a good battle here.
So this is Satis pursuing the retreated army of Joman.
Right. Still determined to use these chariots as the sharp edge of the knife that cracks through the front ranks of the enemy. So that is a lot of shadow blast, and a lot of skelly spam. I feel like this might work. I think he's pretty close to getting an HP route.
But Ryujin.
Here we go. Thug Ryujin coming in. God.
This is like a Construction 2 Ryujin.
No, this is Construction 4. I think Lead Shield's 4, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of Construction 2 in there.
Yeah. It may be 2. I can't remember. I feel like it's 4.
The weapon is 2, the hat is 2, the armor is 2, the boots are 2, everything is 2.
Okay.
Still, as you can see, very effective. So it's got 32 protection, 0 defense because it's harassed down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a chance.
The Ryujin might have been what messed it up, actually.
Yeah, exactly. If it hadn't been for the Ryujin. The other problem, though, was that of all the chaff that he had left, it was all long-dead horsemen. Looking at the battle report here, and there were 100 of those, and that's it. Like that was the army. It was 100 long dead horsemen, and long
Yeah.
dead horsemen
Some
have 5 hit
Saruman's.
points,
Yeah.
so they can be kind of killy, but you don't want them to be your front line. They're kind of
Yeah.
like chariots in that way too, right? You want them on attack rear or whatever.
Right.
So if they're standing toe to toe with like the Go Hatamotos, we can see who got the better of that engagement. And then of course,
You know what? One thing Joman has just been doing awesome is he's always had these guy, and I don't know if he used the mounted Gokinis or whatever. Um, but he had the Ryujin also. I don't know if these guys were given gift of flight, but he has all these flyers that go in attack rear, and those just mess up the skelly spam so bad.
yeah, he did that in the cap fight, if I remember
Right.
correctly. I think this time it was just the Ryujin, but
Yeah.
he did just fine.
Oh boy. Okay. So setback for Joman, but bigger setback. I mean, nail in the coffin for Satis.
Yeah, honestly,
But
not such a big setback for Joma. I mean, he loses like 40 chaff.
well, he had a lot of route. He had a lot of guys route too. Um.
Yeah, he might have lost. Well,
Well, it's just gonna slow him down. Like, look,
yeah,
this army. This was like a big army.
he's got to kind of re.
Like the spoils are gonna go to Rhaga now. So
Yeah, I bet.
and that is
Joman-
not a win for you if you're Joman. Like if you're Joman and Satis gets eaten by Rhaga instead of you and you lost a bunch of armies, it's like fuck.
Yeah,
I would rather have Satis as a neighbor than a 2-cap Rhaga.
so I think Drummond here has to be talking to Atlantis,
Yeah,
right? That would make sense. They've
that
been,
makes sense.
although we expected Atlantis to maybe go after Drummond early on, they have been friendly for quite a while, and it would make sense to me diplomatically if they were to sort of
Yeah,
come to some sort of agreement here over how to split up Sitis.
yeah, absolutely. Well,
Because
and
Atlantis
they neighbor
has,
here too, right? So they're
yeah,
obviously
yeah.
in some kind of communication, but
Because
this
Atlantis
is
has
also a
great
sore
access.
point for them.
Yeah,
This lake. So, but maybe that's a bargaining chip. Like, hey, if you help me kill Rhaga, then I'll be okay with you having the lake. But I mean, honestly, that's not true. Drummond needs more lake.
yeah. But at
This.
this point, German.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, but at this point, German is a very minor nation, and he really needs like this land from Sitis to have a chance at getting back in the running.
Yeah. Putting this fort here is a dick punch to Drummond because what this means is like I'm not even going to allow, like, you're completely pinned in. Like, you have to either take this fort from Atlantis or you have to recognize you're not really going to have any more underwater stuff.
Yeah, and because diplomatically, if it was just a province, there's a chance you could negotiate for it.
Right.
But the going price for a forted province is like much, much higher.
And I mean, technically, the Ryujin can fly, so I mean, they could raid these other water things pretty easily. But in practice, if you're going to reach some kind of friendly agreement, it's unlikely you're going to get any of these other than this one. So. Okay, so there's Rhaga. I don't think there's too much more news for Rhaga, and then Jomin and Satis. We've covered them. Over here in Atlantis, let's see what we've got. Oh, just the scout. Okay.
Nothing seems to be going on in terms of Marignan and Abyssia. That's still being sieged down. And I guess we should head over to the Bogarus and Agartha.
Yeah, let's check this out. Ooh, before we get there, Ulm moving in on a throne. So everybody else is fighting wars, and Ulm's like, yeah, I'm gonna take this time and... What was that sound? Oh, the wolves. What is making that noise?
So this throne had a bunch of meat and some fire and poison dudes.
It's got iron darts coming out. Iron darts should be pretty effective. Are these magic or they're animals? Oh, they're magic. Yeah,
Oh,
these
shit.
iron darts gonna tear them up. What's the AI casting here? These fire snakes are messing up those knights, though.
Yeah, the fire snakes are nasty. Because these guys don't have any resistance to something else.
What are these guys? Dustwalkers? Yeah. And back here, the knights made it into the mage line. Now, fire elements kind of fuck up knights because of the hoof attack. I guess they have high enough protection.
I still lost a few.
Fire Snake's doing a lot of work, though. Let's see how many kills they make.
Just wouldn't route until the very last minute.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get it, you know. Paid the price, took the throne. I don't think that was sloppy. I think that was just the price he had to pay.
Yeah, but it makes you wonder, like, so knowing what's in that throne, I guess you might look at that and think, oh, it's only like the proportion of fire snakes doesn't seem that high.
Yeah.
But those guys are really nasty, and if you don't have fire resistance and poison resistance,
yeah,
you kind of lose half of your army, which is what happened here.
And he got the outer throne from this, so pretty nice. This is a really good one too, because very rarely do people take Magic 3. People take like Magic 2 or something, but so that's good for him. Okay, so the Agartha Bogarus conflict. Okay, here we have the Keeper of the Bridge continuing to tell Agartha that he cannot pass as he moves forward.
Except a little flank.
Okay, so this is some mercs that got intercepted here. Well played by Agartha.
Not a big army, but there was a huge PD dump, which must be an old PD dump because there'd be no reason to do that now.
And then here, this is a big Agarthan army. We'll just see what it looks like real quick. Yeah, some crossbows.
Entrance guards and cavalry.
And
yeah, we've seen this army around with the three the horses on the southern flank that we're hoping get used, but so far have not.
He's got some earth gems on this one, which is weird because this one should probably have water gems. But and then some of these nightmares. But meanwhile, Joman's come here, and then Joman has moved on top of Agartha's cap. He's got reinforcements coming in. And, yeah, should be a pretty epic battle we got coming up soon. Did I miss anything here, Zach?
No, I don't think so. I'm checking quickly on the turns here. On the messages, I should say. I think we've covered everything here.
Excellent.
Well, we didn't look at the... there's some casualties here. Can we take a look at the Bogarus fight to get the Satis fort?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I think it was a lot of chaff, though. It's just like Long Dead and some other stuff he lost.
Just because he loses 2 mages, just waiting for what happens.
Oh, cavalry Cavalry's on attack. Cavalry's on attack rear.
I know. I mean, Bogarus loses something else.
Yeah, but he lost some heavy cavalry.
What happened to those occultists in the back?
Oh, he lost mages?
Yeah, see? He loses two
I bet you he
occultists.
made a Sabbath communion or something. Let's see.
Oh, he just burnt them out? Yeah, 2 masters and 2 slaves.
And one of them's off path. So
Yeah. Alright, that explains that. Okay.
So yeah, pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and pull up the next turn as things spice up. And one of these turns coming up, I asked everybody to send in their Diplo in a message. So that should be coming up. Maybe in an episode or two. Okay, we ended with Joman and Agartha. Not Joman and Agartha. We ended with Bogarus and Agartha. So this Agarthan army, okay, the Bogarus army hopped off here and they came down. Oh, and they managed to catch a small force of Agarthas here.
Now, I also see, yeah, we can take a look here. But simultaneously, the Keeper of the Bridge moved into that province where there was a big PD dump.
Yeah.
So it looks like this wasn't magic phase because because he wasn't in the lab, but he was trying to kind of corner off this bit of army, and that worked successfully. So well maneuvered by Bogarus.
Yeah. And then
sort of preventing that bit of army from joining the big Agarthan army that's moving back towards the cap.
And now he's got these two in position to
move on to the cap
yeah.
next turn. Yep.
So pretty clean. I think that's the move.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And the Keeper can either choose to join that fight or he can just keep grabbing provinces on his own.
The only shitty thing is it's in a cave, so it's, there's no PD to help. So Agartha's all in, but he's going to bring, presumably all his mages, and he's fighting in a cave. So
yeah.
I think this is actually a pretty hard fight for Bogarus to take, even though Bogarus does really outgun Agartha at this point. So, what would you do? Would you go for it if you're Bogarus?
So my personal style is I tend to be pretty patient. And I might like it. We don't see the candles here, which is another thing. Right. But if he's adventuring forward with his Titan, he might have candles that far south.
Yeah, probably not. But we'll
probably not. No, because Atlantis has a throne there. Yeah, probably
not.
We
can check, kind of see what his max dominion thing is here. Yeah, he's at a penalty here.
Yeah.
I think that's like a 3 or 4 candle penalty.
See, what I would have maybe the even better move here would have been to set it up so that he could have magic phased onto the Agarthan big army with his Pretender. Now he can't, of course, he's not in the lab. But
yeah. I think he's kind of liking this fluffer, though. I don't know how comfortable he feels magic phasing it without the fluffer.
I'm sure he could magic phase a fluffer in 2.
Bogarus has trouble magic phasing. Well, I guess they have Astropologists, so.
Yeah, they've got air and astral, so
they don't really have enough to teleport because they're really low astral, but I guess maybe Master Names can. Is that possible?
Air doesn't he have air 2, or is it air 1 that gets communion?
No, the Astropologists are air 2, but that's these guys. But I thought the Master of or the Calendologist is 2. Master of Names is 2. Yeah, they don't get 3. I don't.
So what's the fluffer that he's got with him?
I think he's using an occultist or something, but really just using it for Astral 1, I think.
Yeah, so he could do it with the Air 2 Astral 1 guy.
Yeah.
Cloud Trap, he's in.
He could.
But yeah, because so I think there's a medium or smallish army in Agartha itself, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. If the fight takes place outside of fort walls, which is what it looks like it's going to happen, which is what it looks like will happen, then I think Bogarus's sort of superior numbers and the flanking with the cavalry will end it pretty fast.
Yeah. I think even with a reinforcing army and mages, I think Bogarus wins still. But I think they take a lot of losses, would be my guess.
I mean, if there's earthquake, sure.
Oh, I wasn't even meaning earthquake, but just the stat penalty you get from being in the dark, and then potentially having 10 mages from Agartha here just doing skelly spam or something.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's worth waiting until like you get, I don't know, solar brilliance or
He's so
something like that.
conservative, Zach. It gets solar brilliance. It's turn 31, man.
Well, it depends what path he's going down. Right? Solar brilliance isn't too deep.
What is it? That's pretty far. Is it conjuration? Or
No, it's enchantment, maybe. Oh, it's 7.
it's 7. Yeah.
Enchantment
Not...
7. I don't know. I thought it was like 5 or 6
Okay.
somewhere. All right, never mind. No, fair enough.
Well, no, I'm allowed to give you a little crap about being conservative after you camped outside my capital in that Micklin game for like 20 turns.
And it turned out I was fully justified.
Yeah, that's partially true.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have gone deep into enchantment first anyways, so he wouldn't be close to that.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we've covered this.
Yeah, anything in Ulm? No.
You know the other move. This is another move. This may be the better move. Take this army, move here. Take this army, move here, because he's gonna have to defend his cap. But if he defends his cap, you get this for free.
Well, if I'm not taking it right now, that's what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
Like you take everything else.
Okay.
Exactly.
What else? We've got. Let's come down here and check this out. So Abyssia. Okay, wait. Didn't we? I swear we just saw this. Is this the same turn?
No, it's different. There must have been some other random event there.
I could have sworn Bogarus just lost an army. Or maybe it was Satis that lost something here. How did...
Yeah, it must have
oh
been
my god,
somebody
that's
else.
so much PD. Look how much PD this is.
80. That's like 40 PD.
Yeah. I bet you they just fatigue out. 30 fatigue? No.
No, they're red.
I probably ran like 40 fatigue. So yeah, no.
All right. Marignan tries to go underwater with a dude here.
Oh, right up here?
No, to the east, like there.
Oh, I think they got attacked by... Oh, yeah.
What was his kit here?
Dude, this guy's a boss, though. You do not fuck with this guy.
Yeah,
How does he lose?
fails.
Stone skin? He fatigues out. Oh, no, he's got some earth power. How do you lose? Poison. That's how he loses.
And
Mark my words.
Hit hard, but let's see what it is that kills him.
I think if you don't play underwater much, or if you haven't really played an underwater nation. Oh, nope, he just got poked by
just gets
27 damage glaives.
Yeah, 27 damage glaives. Like, he has high protection, but...
Let's see what he had, again, looking at it.
Because I didn't see... It was stone skin, not iron skin. And did he do temper flesh?
What's the bless here?
That's just a kill.
Oh, he has built-in regen. Huh. So 27 protection, yeah.
Yeah, but no temper flesh, and it's only stone skin, not iron skin.
Right, I think he's only alt 3, so.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Because 27 protection versus 27 damage glaives.
Yeah, not going to be enough for 24
and
HP.
24
Dude.
total hit points. Yeah, not enough.
If you had a Vine Shell, you would have made it, but. Would have been dicey even then a little bit.
Too bad.
Yeah, anyway, that sucks because this guy's really good.
Oh, Battle in Lemuria.
Okay, let's. I guess we'll cover that one right now. So Atlantis says, let's go for it. It didn't work the first time, but this time it'll be different.
Well, let's see if he's got his guys on advance and cast spells.
So he's got some ice elementals, which are going to help deal with some of this chaff. And a lot of these guys are in range of dust to dust. You can see these guys just blowing up here in the front. I'll turn the speed down a little bit.
Yeah, but that is pulled from the grave going on, right? That's just vanishing?
Yeah.
They're still not on advance.
I saw some of them cast it. Oh man, they're maybe just out of range. Yeah.
The team is right there.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think it's a 20 range spell, but I can't remember. But this is just a lot of consoles. Honestly, even if you're hitting dust to dust a little bit, you need a lot of dust to dust for this many consoles, because you have to hit them before they regen back up. Because one dust to dust doesn't kill a console. You hear the occasional dust to dust. Every time you hear that crack, maybe you have to walk forward a little bit. You know, the ice elementals are out, and ice elemental's not great here. They don't. Things like trample don't do well versus ethereal stuff. Just a complete rout. This is kind of cool. Just the valiant last defense of Lemuria. It's kind of the immortals doing their thing, because all these immortals have died at least once, I think. Yeah, so you get Lemuria pinned in their capital, and they're just going to hit you with immortals every turn.
So Atlantis has to be careful, because now Lemuria can pretty easily break out.
Right. And he's kind of written this off, like, okay, it's done. He's got all his armies over here, so there's nobody coming to help.
Yeah. Speaking of which, he has moved against Rhaga this turn.
Right.
So he is definitely not in the mood to have a bunch of ghosts start causing trouble in his backyard.
Don't see a lot of guard commanders here. I feel like if you're going against Rhaga, you need to have your commanders clustered together, and then have each of them with guard commander.
Oh yeah, you need blob formation for sure.
And then have like a back row to catch the attack rear, and have everybody on attack flyer. I mean, you have to go kind of a little overboard, I think.
Absolutely.
So, very odd choice of formation coming in here. Efficient little raid. Didn't lose anything. Got a vampire in here too. Nice. This actually is kind of cool. You get this. I'm sure you've gotten this event before, Zach, where you get the random vampire commander.
I must have had it once or twice,
Yeah.
but it's been a while actually.
It's kind of fun. Usually you put like armor on him and you just use the life drain. He's okay, but anyway, it's cool. Um,
So
so
since we're in the Satis neighborhood,
right.
so that's cracked. Now Satis looks like he tried to get out of his cap or something happened. Oh, just the spy. Our guy tried to
Oh,
kill. I don't know how that happened.
maybe I hit attack or something by accident when I did that turn. I don't know.
Looks like Atlantis also attacking Rhaga from the north.
Oh, okay. Really does not like birds. Hmm. Now, if I'm Joman, I'm also thinking like, hey, maybe this might take it into the lake now. But also, I'm thinking it's nice to deal with Rhaga while I finish eating Satis. So Joman's moved his army south. Joman's moved his army here.
Well, he was reconsolidating after the
Right.
routes from last turn, so I would imagine Joman is still going to try to get all that Satis land.
Right. And Satis is broken out, sort of, over here. And presumably, I guess he knocks these guys off the capital. This is a scary army here.
Yeah.
I think this kills anything over here. Maybe this is the other thing too. Like Atlantis fighting in Heat Dominion right here. It's not good because I mean you get the buff for Atlantis in the cold, but you get a minus like a big old fat malice for Atlantis in the heat. So they're just gonna melt out here.
Yeah, he seems to be underestimating the sheer power of a small to medium size of ball of Zeadans.
Right.
You kind of can't really be split up in a bunch of small or medium armies to fight Rhaga because they can, like, they're an army that size, what we're looking at right now from Rhaga, can take out anything but a well scripted, well formationed large army.
This is like a Death Star. Right? Like when you have this many Zedaeans in one place.
Well, but so I would say not quite. That's the thing. It's asymmetrical. Like that's not. It's like a capital ship, right? But you need everything to fight it, right?
I mean,
fight above its because Death Star, like, there's nothing bigger than a Death Star. I guess is where I think the analogy is weird. Like this army is like a medium-ish army, but if you throw anything but a large army at it, you will lose.
well, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's turn 31, right?
Yeah.
When you have 80 Zedaeans at turn 31 and like a Divine Blessing, I mean, there are things that will kill it, right? And you can kill them in a clever way, with maybe a super combatant or a god or something, right? But if you're going to fight them with an army,
it's got to be.
It is a hard fight. I mean, it is. And you're going to take heavy fucking losses just about no matter what you've got.
Yeah. I mean, Atlantis has decent options, but you're right in pointing out that fighting in Heat 3 is not a great starting proposition.
He needs to move down here, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great place to consolidate from.
And God, do not attack Rhaga off of this fort. That would be consolidating onto this to knock Rhaga off. Whew.
No, well, he wouldn't do it this turn anyways, because he's got some armies that are too far away.
Ooh, okay. This is going to get interesting, though. I think if I'm Rhaga, I'm thinking I'm totally safe to storm the fort. I just storm the fort, and then I deal with Atlantis next turn.
Yep.
But maybe, Atlantis also has a lot of stuff down here, which he might have been feeling okay about. if he took this fort from Lemuria, but now that this army got killed, this is all very exposed. And he's got this one fort, but this one fort is so far away from a lot of his other infrastructure. You know, it's like 3 moves away, and it's in kind of like an awkward direction. It's almost a liability at this point, because Rhaga locks this one fort down, and then there's nothing to really help save it, and then he can come just take it.
That's interesting because I was thinking about it more from a liability of Lemuria raiding him because I don't think Rhaga is going to. Well, it looks like actually in that area, Atlantis seems to have more than Rhaga because it looks like Rhaga really has a lot of his stuff deployed more towards the north. Now it's flyers.
But he's got forts. Like he's got a fort, and he's got flyers. So yeah.
Yeah, them being flyers is an issue. So that's a very dynamic situation. We're going to have to see how things evolve.
Okay. Did we go through... If we covered Ulm, we have.
Ulm, I don't think did anything this turn.
Right. Utgard.
It looks like Ulm is getting ready for yet another throne, the one in his cap circle.
Right.
Utgard hasn't done anything for a while.
Okay. I feel like we haven't covered everybody, but then I'm looking around and I can't see anybody we haven't covered.
No, I think we did. Oh, we should take a look at the score graphs for the other people who's...
Oh, yeah.
Now that we have everybody, or most everybody. Might be missing a few still.
So provinces, who did we add this time? We added Ulm. No, we didn't. Joman, not looking super great. And kind of declining, actually. Agartha, not there.
Well, declining because he grabbed a bunch of Satis and then lost it.
Yeah.
Jotunheim has been flat since for the last 2/3 of the game.
Bogarus holding on to what he's got, made some solid advances. I'm rooting for Bogarus. If Bogarus wins this game,
yeah, with that start,
gonna crown him Dominion's player of all time. Okay, Rhaga. Okay, they just got what? This must have been a confluence of things. I don't think this was just Atlantis.
Well, no, I think it's just Atlantis because Atlantis.
He got attacked at the north too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only 3 provinces, but it looks like there's an indie event here that also got him south of his capital.
Oh, okay. The old Vineman. Well, all right. Well, I think that's it for this episode.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys soon with the continuation.
See ya.